Do cheaters in Siege make you mauled? There is a hairline epidemic in the Rainbow Six Siege community as a result of this situation, but fortunately, Keeps.com is here to help. Keeps.com, great friend of the channel. 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they reach age 35. Although it might feel stress-related, male pattern baldness like what we're talking about, where the follicles kind of go, that's more of a genetic thing. It's a pain in the butt. You're a working man. You play Rainbow Six Siege. You don't have time to deal with this crap. You don't have time to go into town and then get an appointment with a doctor. Keeps lets you do everything from the comfort of your computer desk. You may not care about your hair loss, but the people at Keeps do. With 24/7 support, medical experts, prescribers, and hair care specialists. It's important to stop it in its tracks sooner rather than later, and hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off of your first order, go to keeps.com/Gregor or click the link in the description. That's KEEPS.com/Gregor. Thanks again to Keeps for sponsoring yet another video for the Gregor Gaming Experience. So here's the catalyst for the video. Phone verification to play Rainbow Six Siege ranked. I'm a fan of this. The reason that I'm a fan of this is because it's an improvement over what we have now. And the reason that it's an improvement is because the current system that Rainbow Six Siege has to deter cheaters is basically nothing. Okay? And I'm not being facetious. Okay? I'm not trying to be funny. Well, I am, to a certain degree because it's a YouTube video and I want the engagement rate to go up. But I'm not trying to downplay it by being sarcastic. I'm genuinely happy that there is something, okay? Everything that we can get in any way, shape, or form to improve the to improve the hacker situation is very, very much needed and appreciated, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't been able to stand playing the fucking game for the past 3 months because the cheating situation in like Plat 3 and above especially is just it is awful, dude. It is out of fucking control. Okay? This game is like the Wild West right now. And don't get it twisted, okay? I am not here to have a debate with you about the degree of how impactful the cheating situation is, okay? I'm not here to talk to Captain Kyle, who sits in Vault Villa for 3 minutes at every round, and they're like, "Well, I don't really run into cheaters that much. I don't really know what you're talking about, Greg. I'm still kind of having fun with the game." That's great. Okay? It's a thing. Cheaters in Siege are a thing. There's a lot of them. Okay? Maybe not every game, but maybe whenever there were points at which whenever I was streaming, there was a like 1 in 10 chance essentially of like queuing up for a game and there's probably a closet cheater in the game. And then over time that kind of went from like 1 out of 10 to like 1 out of 8 games, to like 1 out of 7 games. Or maybe sometimes in a 2 to 3 hour stretch of a stream, I was guaranteed at least one waller. Right? One weirdo of some kind, one spin botter, one anything that was sus or fucking up the experience. And that's the issue, right? Rainbow Six Siege is such a clout-chasing ass community that the cheating situation that we had in 2019, which was bad, which was fucking annoying, right? Where people would like fly around in the sky and then do blatant stuff just to fuck with people, has transitioned to a clout-chasing kind of battle between other weird kids, okay, who tried out for the 9th grade basketball team and didn't make the cut. And they want a ladder climb, usually with hacks. And the thing is, Rainbow Six Siege is such a complicated freaking game that if you know what you're doing, you can do a pretty decent job of hiding them. What is frustrating about talking about the cheating situation in Rainbow Six Siege, and the reason that I haven't really made a video since the last one that I did, Rainbow Six Siege has a cheating problem. The reason that I don't, constantly like upload videos like talking about this issue is because I do it enough already on freaking like Twitter and YouTube comments, and it snaps my freaking brain in half, okay? Having some of the conversations that I have, okay? Because there's so many of these conversations basically just kind of end up becoming, they end up becoming intellectual exercises about why Do cheaters annoy you? Why? Do you care that much about your imaginary number? Curious. It's like, dude, I don't like having my fucking time wasted. Okay, especially if I'm streaming the game 2 to 3 hours, right? 20 minutes if I get 1 game with a cheater. 40 minutes if I get 2 games with cheaters. That's my time wasted. And if I beat them because they're dog shit and that's why they're cheating in the first place, then when they get banned, I lose the elo. Or at least that's how it was. I don't know if they adjusted it recently. I haven't played the game in a long time. But it was that way at some point. And I'm not being hyperbolic and dramatic, okay? I'm not fucking Shroud. I'm not Pengu. I'm not Buelo. I'm not trying to get signed on a team. I played a little bit of competitive. I've been able to kind of, hold my own. Okay? My stats aren't fucking crazy. Go watch some of my competitive videos. See the clips for yourself. I managed to hold my own pretty decently well. Right? I've always been a role player. I do my job. I understand what each of the characters are supposed to do. I understand what you're supposed to do when you go through each phase of the round on attack and defense. I understand most of the, default setups on each map. Okay? I've done my job relatively, decently enough where I can kind of scrape around Plat 2 and usually hit Plat 3 most of the time. Look at Andy Reid. Does this dude look like he's going to do a QB scramble? Bro, the only scramble this guy is doing is scrambled eggs. Guess what? He knows more about gridiron football than you and I are ever going to know. Okay? He's a freaking football wizard. If this is news to you, then I apologize. I don't solo queue to diamond every season. I know that might really just might be very confused and frightened by this news. But I don't do that. Okay? I do informational content. I break down the game from an analytical perspective. I use competitive as a source. I cite my claims about particular aspects of what a character's gadget is supposed to do, how they interact with their teammates, what they're supposed to do on the map. Okay? If I can't do if the market for, this is the thing, right? If the market for educational content about Siege is going down because there's no incentive to learn the freaking game, that affects my bottom line. It's a competitive game. Okay? I like winning. Oh, isn't playing the game fun? Winning is fun. Okay? Like fucking this conversation is so worn out because the whole channel at one point consisted of nothing but Rainbow Six Siege educational content with a little bit of humor to kind of, make it easier, make it more palpable, right? Because the game was really freaking complicated. Okay? But at the end of the day, I don't do content, right, just solely for the entertainment factor, okay? I'm actually trying to show people useful information so that they can win more rounds, so they can win more games. Okay? I've used competitive examples from competitive games, especially in the castle video. I broke down a whole freaking setup that SSG had on Cafe Top Floor, the way that they use the castle panels. Okay? It's a competitive freaking game. And you can't have a cheating epidemic in a competitive game because it will spread, and it'll spread its poison throughout every facet of the game's marketability, from streaming to content creation to just general conversations that you have with people when you run into them. Was up one little thing before I go, because the video is kind of dragging on. There's Mando. I just set him up, trying to figure out decorations and stuff for the office, and I also have Boba Fett here because I'm a fucking nerd. But yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it. The competitive integrity of the game is important to my job, and it's also important to the game's health. And I can't really see myself doing Siege content regularly again until that's addressed. Hopefully the phone authentication thing is something that will be a step in the right direction there. What do you think of this? Do you think it's enough? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you for watching. And thanks again to Keeps for sponsoring the video.